Welcome, welcome. Once again, welcome to Man's Edition, presented by Creative Emotion. I'm Chef Wilson. I hope everybody's been having an amazing week. I have, and if you have not, that's on you. You should have an amazing day each and every day on purpose. Okay? We're going to get right into this evening. I have this thing, and everybody no one can introduce you the way that you can. So I'm going to start to my right, to my amazing partner here and co-host.
Leon Johnson, a.k.a. Lee Polo. How y'all doing today, world? We're going to come have another amazing show about an amazing topic. And we got a special guest in the house tonight, so I'm going to let her introduce herself. Oh, now, Chef, got to ask you a question before we didn't do the host, because I just thought about it. See, people, you see what this is. We're going to talk about it in a minute. So y'all going to know what we're talking about.
And I hope they caught that part right there, because I did. That's a nice looking stick there.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. We ain't going to do no shout-outs, get no endorsements.
No, we're not going to. All right. So once again, we're going to start off. We have an amazing guest today. From the time she walked into the studio, she has really good energy. Appears to be a very solid and down-to-earth person. I would introduce her, but I feel like I would do her injustice, so I'm going to let her do this.
Hi, I am India. I am the managing partner of Bird Cigar Lounge. I'm at 9425 East Johnner.
All right.
Okay, that was professional. I ain't never heard her talk like that.
How's your week been going?
It's going great.
Going good? Okay. So we're going to get right into this topic, and we're talking about the cigar culture. And we're going to talk about the changes from old to new and the perspective. Now, after I did a little research on this, I didn't know, because I wanted to know a little bit more about cigars, and they came into play in the 10th century. Do you guys know that part?
Know that.
Yes.
Yeah. In Africa? Everything was started in Africa. Everything, Africa.
By the Mayans.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I know, like, both of you, Polo and India, you guys know a lot more about the cigar lines and the products than myself. I was getting into this when it's probably a couple years ago. My cousin passed away, God rest his soul.
God bless the dead.
Yeah, and he was starting his own line, so he was slowly introducing me into this. But we're going to get a much broader perspective from my experts here. And I'm going to start with you, Polo. What actually got you into cigars?
I'm glad you asked, Chef. One of the things for me, and this is why we having this topic, y'all, about cigar culture, because we have this old and new thing. So for me, it was always about the networking. Coming from the inner city, you don't know how to network when it comes to doing big business and things you trying to do that's outside of the norm that you see at the day-to-day shuffle. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was like, okay, let me learn how to smoke a cigar. And then also, too, a little bit of it was, watching The Godfather and Tony Montana and these different things. And then you see even the black movies in the day when they have a nice time, they say, what they do? They want a cigar. Mm-hmm. So cigar became synonymous with, having fun, getting money, and being intelligent, and being around intelligent people. Mm-hmm. So for me, that was the whole, like, okay, I want to smoke cigars. So that's what got me into it.
So would you say that it's been a lot of interesting conversations, business deals, government, surrounded by some good whiskey and a cigar?
Definitely. They say the best deals are made on the golf course. And most people that's on the golf course that's golfing, they actually smoke cigars and drink.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, your perspective on it, how were you introduced to the culture of cigars, India?
So I was introduced to the culture of cigars as a business deal. I've been in the bar industry for several years. My partner, a good friend of mine, Stephen Harris, the founder of Bird Cigar Lounge, actually we came, partnered up a little over a year and a half ago, learned the industry. I already knew the business side of the bar industry, but actually fine-tuning the side of the cigar industry side. And going right along with what Polo said, how, historically that's where the business deals were made at. It's very common. You would walk in there and you'll see a judge, you'll see a lawyer, you'll see a doctor. That was our average clientele. And especially a place like Bird Cigar Lounge. We're a Black-owned cigar lounge. So a lot of our members are going to be, your judges, your lawyers. You walk in there any day, you're going to see those people.
Mm-hmm.
So with you being introduced to the culture that way, would you say at this time of your career that you're pretty experienced with cigar sticks, how to cut them?
Oh, absolutely. But you learn every day. I mean, every day you're going to learn something new. The industry is coming out with new things every day. Tobacco industry is a very, very big industry. So it's something everybody's getting into it. So where you had, Swiss or Sweet, when they started off, it was just one Swiss or Sweet. Now you got big ones, little ones. I mean, it's evolved.
What would you say the most popular stick for beginners would be?
He getting right into the, why we mad? Go ahead, say it.
That would be a Tatiana.
Yep.
So your Tatiana is going to be your entry-level stick. That's your stick when you come into the cigar bar and you're like, I've never smoked a cigar before. And you're going straight to the Tatiana. They're flavored.
Name the other one.
Right after that, we could go right into the Drew Estate line. We'll be at a Fat Bottom Betty. We'll be at a Sweet Jane. So anything flavored is going to be your entry-level cigars.
Okay.
So that's why I'm glad we got India as the expert, the resident expert. And then me coming from the old school, when I take it, the culture, I get really engrossed into it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like one of them guys that we can literally go to a party or go to an event, and I want to sit down and smoke. I'd rather smoke than do a lot of other things. So when I would get a guy who's smoking, I like to teach him like I was taught. And then that's where we have this huge gap. Because I remember a guy recently, I was at a establishment, and the guy was like, yeah, man, I smoke cigars. I said, you do, huh? That's what's up. I said, what kind you smoke? And he told me what kind he smoked. It was one of the ones, the Indian name. And I said, okay, that's cool. You ready to go to the next level? He's like, no, I'm at the next level. I said, bro, you just started. You a rookie, you a baby. You got Enfamil behind your ear. You got Enfamil on your breath. You're terrible right now. So, but I say that because people don't understand. Everything like India is saying is wines, liquors. We can talk, to death about all these different culture things that we do to be more sophisticated, or but it comes with pairing them. You have to know how to pair them. Cigars actually go good with food. Mm-hmm. They go good with beer, wine, cognac. It ain't just whiskey and bourbon. So it get real complicated. And so people know when they get I got a stick. You ain't doing nothing. You just got something in your mouth.
So that's what I wanted to ask, between the old and the new perspective on the cigar culture. What do you see the big difference here? Because I'm on social media, and I'll see a lot of ladies or, gentlemen, but they seem to, from the way I was introduced to it, it's more of a trendy thing now.
It's a fad.
It's fad, right. And when I look at the different places where they posting, it's not how I was introduced. The atmosphere, actually, I was at Bird's. My cousin was a member there before he passed. And it was very laid back. It was very much mature. So, and then I look on the other hand, when we start talking about this the other day, Polo,
right? And
just a different perspective from the old and the new.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see it changing from, I'm not going to say the true meaning of it, as far as I know India said you can come down to Birds and see judges down there. Do you think how is the new different from the old perspective of sitting down to a nice glass or whatever you may be having? My cousin's favorite was bourbon, and a good stick and good conversation. How do you see this difference with the new? What are they doing with this whole thing?
The new, it's more or less like, okay, we go out and have a cigar to say we are smoking cigars. Versus the old was like we went out to the cigar bar to smoke the cigar, but it was in the midst of having conversations.
Okay.
Whether you was giving out advice or getting advice. So that makes the difference, because now you go to an establishment, and depending on the establishment, and let's be clear, 'Cause some establishments still got the old school ways. Like Bird is one of the ones that I went into. I enjoyed the food, the liquor, the conversation. It was great. But it's a different type of clientele. You know, you have people that's, I'm not going to say established, but established in the sense that they know what they want in life.
Okay.
Because you don't always have to be rich to know what you want in life, which means your conversation is going to be different. Versus you'll go to some of the trendier ones that's downtown that I know about, and it's like people there, but it's almost like you're at a nightclub. It's like slash nightclubish. So some of the things they doing to try to bring it back to the old school, I appreciate, but it's just the culture don't understand what they doing. Like you can't just go down and say, I want, for instance, the one she named in the beginning, and just be like, okay, I'm smoking a cigar. No, you just started. It's like somebody drinking a cognac and started with the lowest cognac version and say, yeah, I drink this now. But the highest cognac version costs $150. Yo, it's levels to this, bro. Everything has levels to it.
So let me ask you something, India. And then, you know, thanks for explaining that, because I had seen that difference. Thus far, you being in cigar culture, what would you say would make and this I'm speaking to our listening audience who are thinking about getting into this and maybe seeking out an establishment. What makes a well-balanced cigar bar, would you say? I
say it starts with the staff.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. You have to have staff that care about the industry, care about the business. Anyone who comes down to Bird Cigar Lounge, you're going to always catch me there every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Not only am I there, but I'm bartending. I'm hands-on. I know exactly what's going on in the establishment and the business. I'm in tune with the customers. I'm in tune with the clientele. Problems that go on, I'm there. I can solve them, and that's why people have a good time, because anything that goes wrong, I'm there. We're fixing it right then and there.
Absolutely. And I love hearing that part. So with Birds, see, I've been there, so I've had the experience, and I would have to say it was amazing.
Thank you.
What makes Birds stand out? And because I know it's many of cigar bars in Michigan and Detroit, what would make Birds just stand out? Because I've been to a few, but I always happen back with my cousin, and that felt like home, and I wasn't even a member. But what would you say makes Birds stand out?
Well, we're homegrown. We're based in the community. Okay. So my partner, Steve, he's big on the North End development. He's a resident in that community. And so he reinvested back in that same community where he lives. And most of them aren't grassrooted. We're grassrooted right in the inner city, right in the community on John R. So we give back to the community. We have our nonprofit over there, Rebound Detroit, which is a backer of Bird Cigar Lounge. Okay. So we're doing a lot of things.
Would it be, because I looked today and I said, I think I'd like to become a member. What would be some of the amenities that our listening audience could look forward to if they come and be a member, just say Birds?
Okay. So we have a few things that come along with our membership. So our members do get exclusive access to the facility twice a year for any type of private event. So I have a lot of members who do their end-of-year Christmas parties, their employee appreciation parties, their birthday parties. I host a lot of big events for our members, private events. They like that. That's one of the big things. You have your lockers. You have your lockers that what we do with other cigar bars don't do is we stock them with their spirits as long as they're bought from us without that bottle service markup. And like I said, we're hands-on.
Yeah, we got to clap on that. Yeah, Doc, you ain't lying. That was the clap right there. I might become a member just off of the advertisement.
And, you know, at the time that I was going, I hadn't yet started smoking cigars. But I would have to say the vibe, that energy was just so amazing there that I just kept coming back. Even without smoking cigars, I still just wanted to come back for the atmosphere, for the energy. But I heard we were talking earlier, and you said it's been some changes since I've been there since 22.
Yep. So we've expanded. We've expanded. We've added the shipping container concept. So right now we can hold about 150 people inside. We have our exterior space in the rear. We have our rear patio. Summer times we can hold up to probably about 1,000 people in the back.
Wow, that's amazing.
So you haven't been there since 2022?
Yeah, September.
Okay. So live music on Saturdays, DJ on Wednesdays, DJ on Thursdays, DJ on Fridays. A lot of member-only events that we're doing. So we just did a big event with El Capone. They came in, bought the whole bar out for a private event for them, and then of course they did a lot of things for our members. So we're big. We're giving back to the community. We're also incorporating the bigger brands in to come and do things and see that in the city of Detroit we can have something nice. We can have something grown, something established for the cigar smokers.
Now, do you guys still have amazing food?
Absolutely.
Okay, guess the food was on point.
Full kitchen. I mean, you can get anything from a chicken wing to a lobster tail.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bad. The steaks is bad too. Some nice steaks.
Now, could you once again tell us the address, please?
We're at 9425 John R., right in Detroit, right between West Chicago and Westminster.
And if you guys don't know where this is at, if you know the Boston Edison district, but all the large homes is nest right there. So it's quiet. It's I can't even really explain it.
Grown folks.
Come out.
It is so grown.
Grown folks.
It is so grown.
It's a vibe.
Now, the part I want to get into is the part of actually smoking, cutting a cigar. Can one of you guys please explain that, what the cutters look like?
That's why I brought this right here, y'all.
Well, he brought them, and I'm slacking today. I didn't bring any cutters or cigars. I came straight from home.
I got the V cut. I got the V cut right here, y'all.
You got a straight one?
I got the straight one in my bag. Got the punch right there. Got the stand. You know, we ain't playing no games over here.
Good torch.
Got the torch, punch. Got the picks. You know, we ain't playing no games.
Okay, so what I need you to do now, you explain the different cuts. Is it a reason for the different cuts?
Definitely.
You remember that Tatiana we talked about?
Yes.
That's what that punch is for.
Now, why is that? Is that the one to put the hole right
Yes.
in there? Okay, explain that.
So, okay, I like punches, but if I can prefer, I would prefer a V cut. And the reason why I say that is because the punch gives you, like if you're a beginner, that's like the best one to draw it in. Because that cut, you got to get used to a straight cut. Because all that, the tobacco get in your mouth, you be like, you ain't used to it yet. But these right here, that V cut, see that V cut allows the V cut breathe a little bit better than the punch do. Because I do a double V cut.
Okay.
So I crisscross it. But when I say it's smoke, you can feel the flavor and the richness of the cigar. Because with a cigar, you're really trying to get down, the whole point of smoking, for you really to understand, is get down to what they call the sweet spot. When they call it the sweet spot right here. This shit right here, y'all. When you get right here, this when they dance, they do the Watusi on you. You be like, ooh. And if you're drinking whatever you're drinking or eating whatever you're eating, you're trying to pair it up correctly because you know what you're doing at that point, you're going to get a whole nother flavor, a whole nother ecstasy in your mouth. Like, man, what is this? And it's a euphoric high. The high is very euphoric.
Okay.
So that's why it's so important to understand it, because a lot of people don't be understanding what it is. They think it's something else. They go, oh, well, I don't understand. No, it's past it. Tatiana's just your beginner. You just getting into this. Because a lot of people, like you did, it was funny, you said it earlier. I got to say this. You was like, yeah, I got a cigar my cousin gave me. Cousin been gone 2 years.
I know.
That thing horrible.
I know.
It's a souvenir.
Yeah, it's a souvenir. But people don't understand when you got your humidor, you got the gauge on there, you got to have all this stuff and this stuff is not really expensive anymore.
Hold on, is that a portable one?
Yes. That's my 3 one. If I'm smoking 3.
You got the gauge on it?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
When I smoke 3 in one night, I bring that one. I got another one in the car that I smoke 4 or 5. That's when I'm going to an event. So when India invite me to the next event, I'm going to bring my sweet one in so they can have a conversation piece, something to talk about.
So to explain to the audience, this actually helps keep the cigar fresh.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying it's not very expensive. People think it's like, when people be smoking, and this is the biggest thing I hate when I see the new guys smoking, is that they'll take a match or a Bic or some type of lighter and light it, but not knowing what type of match to use.
Right.
Because you can kill the tobacco. You can kill the whole taste of the cigar. So while you smoking, you're not, man, it ain't really do nothing for me. Yeah, because you ain't do the right things to get it for the cigar to do what it's going to do. See, a cigar, that's why if you go to Dominican or the Bahamas, or Belize, wherever, all them countries where they hand roll cigars, they take pride in it. It's a whole culture behind it. It's like, okay, they adding the tobacco, it's serious. We just a novice, we so novice with it, we like, yeah, I'll smoke a cigar. You ain't Tony Montana.
So let me ask you this. What's the difference in the behind smoking a cigar and a cigarette?
It's two different demographics.
Now,
Your
are
average
you
cigar.
puffing? Are you taking it in? And I think a lot of people, they're watching and they want to get into this, so they really need to know,
They're not made the same. Period.
Okay.
Let's start there first.
Right.
So are you inhaling a cigar? What are we doing here for the listening audience to have very little
I'll let you
knowledge?
handle that one.
If you inhale a cigar, you're going to be very sick tomorrow.
Booyah.
So it's not the two. You're not taking this, a cigarette is not weed. You're not taking it in, blowing it out your nose. You'll be very sick. Go ahead and inhale. You're going to be very, very sick tomorrow. You'll know you were smoking the night before.
So what is would you say, the proper way of smoking a cigar?
Take it in, hold it, and you blow it back out.
Blow it back out. Okay.
All you see, because like I'm saying is, now I know I'm getting a little technical, y'all, and y'all ain't see me be this technical about it, but it got when you talking about, it's funny because my mother know me laugh when I say this. It got the hint of honey, the oak, the cherry wood. You can taste that if you really, when you get on that level, you be like, damn. It's like drinking a good glass of wine.
Okay.
When you actually know how to drink it, not just drinking. Man, this wine good as hell. It really levels to this. A good glass of cognac, a good glass of bourbon. Certain bourbons are made certain ways, so when they taste like, that was harsh. It was made to taste like that. But if you pair it with the right cigar, it takes the harshness right on out.
Okay, so now I need one of you guys to answer this question. How would you say the cigar bars have impacted our community in a positive way, though? What would you say the positive energy or impact it had on our community as far as maybe bringing people together, maybe the type of person who still wants to be out, but they just don't want to go to the bar? What would you say the positive impact that cigar bars have had on our community?
I think we're exposing people to different things. We're putting people in the right places to meet people that they may have not seen. So you're not going to see some of those judges, attorneys. I mean, I've seen a lot of business connections made just by introducing people. This is so-and-so. Have you met them before? Right now, we have a lot of judges that are running for different things. They're in the cigar bar. They're reaching out to clients. They're speaking to people that they would have never spoke to before. So I think it's positive because now it's giving the community something different to do, excuse me, besides that regular bar club atmosphere. You're not going to find, cigar bars generally with a dance floor. I mean, we have a pool table, so it's more of that laid back, speakeasy environment. So it's definitely bringing people in. So they may come in there, with the heels on, thinking they're about to, but it calms them down. So it's a different exposure. And so just meeting people when they're like, I've never been here before. What should I do? What should I smoke? Or our young ladies like, wow, this is something different. So just exposing people to different things. And so at the end of the day, if one person walks out of there and they've made a new connection, we've done something well.
Well, you just said you guys have a pool table there?
We do.
Yeah.
So you can...
A lot of cigar bars have pool tables.
See, I have to get back into it because when I was down there, I don't think they had a pool table.
We didn't have the expansion in. So
Okay, right. So you go down there, pool and...
Chess.
Chess?
Yeah.
Chess also?
Chessboard, yeah. And books.
Are you
Cigar bar and
serious?
Books, yeah. It just depends. I said a lot of establishments I can name, but I'm not gonna do that for the sake of us. They ain't paid us yet, so India here. So we're gonna talk about India bar, but it's a lot of places in the metro area that are good places. It's just that for me, and I'm glad we brought the topic up because in this new cigar world, I'm always advocating for people to use this medium to do more than just sit here and pretend like you know what you're talking about. Like India said, this new world now, when I went to the Tiger game, the opening day at Tiger Stadium this year, there was a lot of people down there campaigning. And they was campaigning cigar bar. So culturally, we are not privy to go to these places because we didn't know. We smoked cigars basically in the backyard, on the porch. Granddaddy smoked them. We wasn't really taught how to smoke them in the sense of this new thing that like India is talking about, being able to find stuff out, meet people, connect. Where do you go and meet a millionaire if you don't know a millionaire? That's the question that I always say. People don't understand. I can't afford, well, I can afford now, but back in the day, I couldn't afford to get to golfing, to go golfing and go. I didn't know about all these things. And so I'm teaching the new guys that come up there in the 30s and 20s, and I see them smoking, like, what you smoking on? I go up to them. What you smoking on? What you doing? Okay, how you check this lighter out? Most of everything you see here is almost under $40. Each item is under $40. That's unheard of. Back in the day, I spent hundreds of dollars on lighters and not knowing what I had. So I say that to say this is why the new cigar culture, I'm glad that we have so many people, women, men, joining in trying to smoke now, because now we finally got somewhere to go. We didn't have nowhere to go.
So when I think of cigars, I think of my uncle, and he was much older. And I think most people, when they think of cigars, they picture like an older gentleman, like I said,
right,
with his bourbon. Now, what are you seeing culturally? Like, what age is it now? We're going back to the 20s, 30s, and your establishment now, since it's grown.
So you're going to get a variety, but you're going to get a certain. So if I have a 25-year-old in there, they're going to be generally in corporate America. They're not looking for the bottle popping atmosphere. You're not going to get that there. Now you can get a nice bottle of bourbon, but you're not getting the flames brought out with a bottle of Patron. That's just not the clientele, and it's not what we want to be known for. We want to be known for a grown, classy environment. Drama-free, somewhere you come in and you can enjoy yourself. You can bring your spouse, or if you're having a party and your kid wanted to come, they're going to come and they're going to enjoy themselves. That's the environment.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question about the hours for the average cigar bar, but mainly for yours. What can someone looking to become a member, the hours of the establishment? How does that look for them?
Okay, so we are open Tuesday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to midnight, Friday and Saturday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay, so if I'm with a bunch of my buddies, can we come there and watch the game, the football games on? Do you guys provide that also? TVs?
Absolutely, TVs. So all of the games we show. For our members, we've actually opened up now for the Lions game. So we do some things for members only. We get together. We're like a family there.
Okay.
So if you come down there probably 5 times, you've made family.
Yes, and I did when I was down there. Polo. Now, how many people would you say you introduced to cigars?
Man, I'm going to be really honest.
Recently?
Well, I've been smoking for a long time.
How long would that be?
Over 20 years.
Okay.
Over 20 years now. But the funny part of it is that I've made more contacts in business smoking cigars, and not just in the metro, I'm talking about cigars, period. And like when I go to other cities, I've made contacts that I was actually members of different cigar bars in different cities, because I knew that's where I can touch bases with a lot of people, with the community. I can spread out from there. If I don't know nobody, I'm going to find me a cigar bar, go there, and turn around, see what the atmosphere is, okay? Because some of them ain't going to be for us, and it's okay. Some of them is a good old boys establishment still. But because of the new culture and that we are into it, it's always in every city you're going to find one that fits your demographic and what you like. And once I do that, bam, I always hit. Every time, Atlanta, Alabama. I was in Chicago one time. Every time I hit, and that was the catch-22 to the cigar culture, when I realized that's universal. Even when you go across seas, you go to a cigar bar, it's universal. It's like it's certain things in the world are universal. Drinking, women, men, they're universal no matter where you go. Music, universal. Cigars are universal. Everybody smokes a cigar. It ain't just us.
And India, do we have anybody in the comments?
No, we couldn't. We get.
Oh, Todd. Yeah. What's up, Todd?
Yeah,
that's one of our other co-hosts.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, what up, Todd? I see you.
India, I've recently, when I was down there a couple of years ago, I've seen a lot of ladies down there. Now, is this becoming a very popular thing for the ladies also? Or has it always been? Or
women go where the men have money at, right?
Hey, I like it when they're down there. I like it.
Yeah, I've seen people, a lot of ladies posting pictures with their cigars. They're out with their friends.
Right.
I don't know if they were at a cigar bar necessarily, but how have you seen this grown since you've been introduced to the cigar culture with our ladies out here?
Women are definitely smoking cigars more now. Women are definitely hanging in the cigar bar more.
Yes.
You're gonna, I mean, generally, historically speaking, since we're talking about the old cigar bar world and the new cigar bar world, that was like the man cave for the men. So you would go into a cigar bar and it would be nothing for it to only be one female there.
Right.
And it was, all men. They come after work, before they go home. They eat, have a stick, have a drink before they go home. That was historically what it was. Now they're around, the women are coming, the women are there, but the women are also smoking cigars. The women are spending the money. The women aren't looking for deals. They are mingling. They're playing pool. It's become very, very universal now.
Okay.
I got to add this too, Chef. But the part of it that I like about it is that, how you go to the club and you feel like it's a meat factory? If I go over there and say something to her, she going to automatically think I'm trying to talk to her. And I might just be trying to hold conversation. That's the thing about a cigar bar. Right. It invokes conversation. So even if I sit there and talk to you, that doesn't mean I want anything from you no more than you want from me.
We don't go together.
Right.
We had that part
We
right
don't got
there.
the same numbers,
Right.
nothing. Now, on the flip side of that, I can ease into the fact that after a good conversation with you, can I get that number tonight? I bought that stick, that Tatiana for you.
Right.
With the entry level.
Yeah, I got you in there, boo.
And that brings me to my next question for the people who are listening audience, and I hope we have a few. What sort of prices are they looking to pay for maybe entry to middle level cigars?
So I always laugh and joke and say, cigar world is not for anybody on a budget. People that smoke cigars generally aren't on a budget. It's their hobby. They enjoy it. It's what they do. And I always laugh because it's certain drinks that I don't make. Or I'll give you an example. If I make a Long Island, I might make 1 or 2 a month. I have bourbon drinkers. They're drinking scotch. They're drinking bourbon. You don't get a lot of what's your specials. People who come to cigar bars that are cigar connoisseurs, they're going to drink what they want and they're going to smoke what they want. But if I say at a good price point coming out, you're probably at a $25 minimum for you to get a stick and a drink. And that's a very, very inexpensive stick.
Okay. So, and then either one of you can answer this. Over a good conversation and a glass of scotch, how long would you expect for a cigar to burn?
That's just as difficult to answer as the first question you just asked me. Because a stick, like for instance, I got certain sticks, like I got a stick that I can literally watch a 3-hour movie with.
Oh, wow.
It burns that slow, but it's that good. But once again, that's me going in and I'm knowing what I'm buying versus just buying a stick and then it crumbles all the way through. And then I got a stick like the one I got here, and one of the reasons why I got this one here, because this would be considered my 30-minute stick, even though it can last longer than 30. But this is something like I can stop, puff, 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 I can go ahead and kill it before I can gotta do something else. Whereas an average stick, I usually like to do anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour with it.
Really? Okay. Now, I've seen different type of cigars. I don't know if they're different brands, but is it a certain style? Like I've seen the longer ones, the thicker ones, the fatter ones, the short.
You want to answer that?
Can you kind of...
You got torpedoes. You have a lot of different type of sticks.
You got Lanzos, you got Churchills.
So what are the longer ones?
Churchills, the Lanzos.
And then the real, like, say, Godfather, the big, thick ones, whatever.
But see, once again, now we talking about ring gauge versus size, because you can have a torpedo it's a torpedo at the end, but it's still long like a Churchill.
Now, what's a ring gauge?
The
size of it.
Yep, the size.
Okay.
The width of it.
So you guys, we're learning things here now. Okay, so on a, what would you use a slant cut for? Can you just use it on any type of cigar, or it better suits one of the different style cigars?
You said you mean a V cut?
Like the V cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like, what's a slant cut?
What's a slant cut? Chef, you don't know what you're talking about, man.
I know, I'm learning.
I would say personally, and India, I'll let her answer, but for me, it depends on the stick I'm smoking. Because you could put a V cut on a torpedo, but it may have at that end, that tip, like if you know about it, it may have something at that tip that's going to do that Watusi, so that's why you got it at the end like that.
Okay.
So
Now,
it just depends.
And the gauge of the stick.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said, those famous Tatianas, they don't do well on
Right.
certain cuts. So, to me, they don't do well on a straight cut.
Not at all.
They do, to me, better on a punch. I debate with people all day about it. I'm like, just get a punch. You know, but they hear somebody, I want a straight cut, I want a V cut, no, let's just get a punch.
and that's what I was about to ask you for coming to your establishment, Birds. They purchase a cigar. Are you there to assist them with the cutting and the lighting of the cigar?
Absolutely. We have a concierge on staff from open to close every single day.
Okay. And the concierge,
The concierge will, help them with if we don't have a stick that they came in there for, a comparable stick, how to cut the stick, how to smoke the stick, light the stick for them. So our concierge is actually in our smoking area. So even if you came in there without any utensils and now your cigar goes out, the concierge is going to be there to actually relight your cigar for you. Make a suggestion on your next cigar. Okay, this one was a little too strong for you. I suggest XYZ. And just have conversation with them.
and that was my next question there for the beginners. They can look forward to the concierge kind of walking them through,
Absolutely.
especially if you recognize this. So if you're listening, you can go down to Birds, and India has all type of services from good food, pool tables, conversation,
The ladies,
the ladies,
The men.
and the men.
and the men.
And I think that from me experiencing myself, when I got away from the bar club atmosphere, this was very attractive to me.
Exactly.
You know, I'm 57, so at my age and stuff, still wanted to go out for some form of entertainment, decent conversation. You don't have to feel obligated to anyone there. I think you guys should most definitely try out Birds. And I'm putting that plug in because
I appreciate it. Our 3rd year anniversary is November 2nd.
So what are you guys
we gonna
doing
be
for
there
that?
Saturday.
So not only is that our 3rd year anniversary party, that is my partner's birthday party. So that's Steve's birthday party, Mr. Bird himself, November 2nd.
So what
it's gonna
can
be
we
a good time.
expect there?
Oh, live
Well, hold on.
band.
Is this open to the public?
Absolutely.
Are you serious? So
We going?
Absolutely.
I'm talking
Oh,
shit.
I'm talking like, why you asking me?
no, we're going to stuff.
I got it.
So would they have to pay the 1 day?
So it would be the 1 day pass, but that's going to cover their, the 1 day $25 pass will cover their drink and their stick.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Now you can't beat that.
It's perfect. I mean, I
You
wanna
got the
hear.
concierge there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now are you there most any given night?
I am there for sure every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, open to close. And then, so when I leave here today, I'll be heading over there. So I'm in and out of there every single day, but I'm there set, put, open to close Thursday through Saturday.
Okay, so at Birds, can they expect to see a waitress or waiter there, or you pretty much self-serve at this time? How does that work for?
So it depends on the evening. So
Okay.
on a slower day, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, the bar is there. So it is a bartender there. She will come back and forth with the concierge being over there because our smoking area is separate from the bar. Just let the concierge know. They'll let the bartender know, hey, I need you to get XYZ and bring it over.
Okay. Now, we got holidays coming up. We got Thanksgiving. No, we have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Do you guys have any special events for those holidays?
So we do a lot of member-only events around those days. So
Okay.
our members like to do a big Christmas Eve party that we've historically been doing, and it's been a huge success where I'm always ready to go home before they are. So we are doing some things. I haven't really put my Thanksgiving schedule together yet, only just
Okay.
because it's our anniversary party. So it's our 3rd year anniversary right at the
Absolutely.
very
Said
beginning,
that.
along with his birthday party. So we're kind of gauging. And then Thanksgiving's a week later this year. It's closer to the end of the month. So
Now, you mentioned New Year's Eve. Now,
no, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Okay, so for Christmas, is it any special activities that you guys have sent around of Christmas decoration? What's happening there? Is it anything different for the menu?
So actually this year on Christmas, I am thinking about opening for Christmas. And the only reason why I say that is because generally, once we're done with family at 3, 4 o'clock, and we're ready to do something else. We're tired of the kids. We're tired of the Christmas food.
Yes.
And historically in the past in the industry, with the previous bar establishments I've been at, we've opened on Christmas, and it's been a success because nobody else is open. People want to get out the house. I know me personally, I don't have any little children, so okay, now what are we doing? I've entertained, or we're generally entertaining on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, we're sitting around like, we're eating leftover plates or something. So I think this year we are going to go ahead and introduce the Christmas for the public.
Okay.
Well, for our members, because we are members only lounge. So you're going to have a membership pass to come, whether it's a 1-day, monthly, or yearly membership.
Okay. So is it a website or a telephone number for the people who may be listening to you now to say, hey, I think I may be interested in this anniversary or for the Christmas holiday? How would they get in touch with you? How would they, do you have a website that you update that they can go on and see whatever activities are going to be happening for the year?
Absolutely. So we are on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We are at birdcigarlounge.com on the internet. So you can just Google us, put us in Bird Cigar Lounge. We pop right up. That's BRYD''S, not a bird like a flying bird. And that's the same thing, Bird Cigar Lounge on Facebook and Instagram also.
All right.
And it's updated daily.
That's hot.
Now, something else we got to add before we go.
Okay.
India was going to love this part. When you're smoking a good stick, and even if it's a Tatiana, you're supposed to keep the ring, keep the band. And the reason why you keep the band, that helps the concierge out, that helps yourself out. Because when you go to get your next stick, you can say, this is what I like. And a lot of people don't understand that. Because they'll say, I smoked this cigar, I don't know the name of it, but it was good.
Right.
But if you keep that band, and most men keep it in their wallets. Ladies are keep it in your purse somewhere, and you go and you take them and say, this is what I like, this is what I smoke. It will help whoever's helping you out, because they'll be able to gauge the next thing you want to smoke. Oh, I'm done. I'm done being an expert today.
I mean, they generally just walk in and say, I want something sweet.
Right. But that helps out a lot. Seriously. Now, I don't care where you're at in the country, wherever you're smoking at. You pull that band out, they can look at it, especially if they really know their craft, they say, you like it? Okay, go here.
And don't feel obligated to smoke a cigar when you go to a cigar bar. If it's not
That's
your
true.
thing, you can
That's
go
true.
to a cigar bar, you can enjoy the vibe, you
That's
can
true.
enjoy the people. You have people that come to the cigar bar that are drinkers first and cigar smokers second.
All right, that is true.
And it's okay. So you're not obligated to smoke a cigar. I have a lot of people who come, they like to listen to the live band. It's not a lot of places that have live music anymore on Saturday. It's a date night. It'll be the gentleman, he's smoking, she's not. They're enjoying themselves. So it's all about the vibe. And I get people that are all the time, I'll invite them, well, I don't smoke cigars. You don't have to smoke a cigar. Do you eat? Do you drink? And they come out.
You're absolutely right, because I went there for over a couple years, and I didn't smoke, but the food was good, the drink was good, the music was good, the energy was good, the conversation was most definitely interesting. So she is absolutely right. You guys can't come down just for that.
I'm not advocating that.
I mean, I'm a cigar bar first, but what I'm saying is I don't want you to throw us out the bus or out the window
That's
because you
true.
don't smoke a cigar.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. That's absolutely right.
And here it is, 2 years later, now I'm interested in it. So I think at a certain point of you going there, you will want to indulge.
Definitely.
Most definitely.
You'll start with a Tatiana.
Yeah,
Or
start
a Fat
with a-
Bottom, Sweet Jane, Crazy Alex. Yeah, we got a few
I got to
individuals
ask
for
you this, are most people starting off with the sticks, and either one of you can answer this, are they leaning more towards the sweet?
Yes.
Yes.
And
But-
why is that?
But that's natural because coming from, if you was a weed
I
smoker.
was going to say that.
Right. If you was a weed smoker, you smoked different flavor weed.
Wraps.
If you was a cigarette smoker, you still going into the cigar because it's a different. That filter changes the whole taste.
Okay.
So you will start. I always recommend start because with the other one back in the day used to be acids.
Yes.
Everybody said, I don't want to start you off here, then we'll move you up. But the other one did.
Fat Bottoms and things weren't that popular back then. So you had the acids, but now that's like the Drew Estate line is like extremely popular right now.
Right. No.
You won't catch him with the Fat Bottom.
No, sir. This is something, this is one of them good ones. It's Connecticut Leaf. He didn't give us no promo, so I don't know if you want me to say the name. But no, this is a nub. It's called a nub. This particular size is called a nub. And I love them, but it's a Connecticut flavored nub. And Connecticut leaves are one of the better cigar leaves to smoke. And I mean, the taste is just, it's an amazing taste. But that's when you get up to that next level.
So what is the most, I know, I mean, like you just said, from Connecticut, what are some of the most popular places that popular leaves come from? Would you say, or
Just Venus.
it's not?
Dominican,
Right, Cuba.
Cuba. I mean, Cubans. I mean, a lot of, even though people, I got a Cuban, a lot of Cubans be fake. But they still be good cigars. They just don't be Cubans. So you got Cuba, you got anywhere in Mexico that's up in the mountains. So Nicaragua. So them like where like a lot of the popular cigar brands where they at. They actually have factories there and they growing them constantly. We got some American ones too. I forgot. I think it's the Baker or one of them cigar brands. They're actually from America and they're grown somewhere in the mountains here.
I think I vaguely know what you're talking about, but yeah, it is some ground here. And I just don't want people to also think a good stick also equals a certain price, because you have some good sticks that are not a very, very expensive price point.
That's true.
It's just like alcohol. People think, oh, the best, I want 1942 because and it's the worst tequila. It can be the worst tequila out here.
Yeah,
I can give you a $10 shot of tequila, pure organic, that's way better. But we're kind of drawn on name also.
Okay.
So I don't want you coming into the cigar world or cigar bar on a name, because it's a lot of good sticks that may not have that $40 or $50 price point.
And that's true. That was the biggest thing that I found out, because I was a dumb cigar smoker in the beginning. I was smoking all this, yeah, give me that. That's what'd you say? $40, $50. And I thought it was, I'm doing something. And I realized, no, some of them cigars was trash.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What provoked me and always stopped me from smoking, period, is the smell in the breath. Right? So Fred talks about how things taste when a man eats certain things.
Right.
So what I learned.
Oh, you talk about on.
But one time, a woman smoked cigarettes. She belonged to a cigar club. We was in, and she did the hookup, and
Right.
And then later that evening, I was like, it was an odor. You know what I mean? I was like, she's supposed to say it smell like a cigar. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it didn't. I was totally turned off. So when you smoke,
She was probably inhaling the cigar.
yeah, more hell yeah. But not inhaling, holding it.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you do about your oral hygiene? Is it different? Do you handle your oral hygiene by smoking cigars? What can you do to?
Well, Tic Tac is the Tic Tac, Halls, Listerine,
You gargle, yep.
cold-blooded. And then you got a lot of like you remember how everybody had the blunt thing, in their car for the blunts?
Yeah, and see, I don't like. I just started liking the smell of some marijuana.
Right.
Okay.
So because the way it smells when somebody talks, you like, oh, okay,
Right.
yeah, got you.
Right.
It is the same way that they deal with me with cigars, and that's the only thing that I tell you, it really hurts my stomach.
But I do the Halls. I love Halls. I like Halls for everything. To be honest, Halls kills everything. But literally, when it comes to cigars, I'm a Halls, Tic Tac, Listerine. If I got in the car, especially if I'm around somebody who don't like the smell of cigars. If I'm going into a meeting or something, then I'll do that. But for me, I ain't never had an issue. And basically every woman I've been with don't like cigars.
So do you
Tito's for me. No. I just Tito's straight.
So do you have you seen the uprise on people smoking pipes again?
I have. I am starting to see people smoke pipes. I'm also starting to see people are chewing tobacco again. Young people. There's I guess it's some new stuff called Zit or something, and they like little pouch. So it's not the one that you spitting out in the cup now. They're like in pouches. And I'm talking about going to the stores, the gas stations, right next to the blunts, and they are selling them out of control. And they are buying them.
Now, keep in mind, Doc, the culture always say this, and this is important right here before we go. Cigarettes and cigars
Are two different things.
Definitely.
Yes.
So people have to understand, it's two different things, so it's not the same.
You can't come to the cigar bar and smoke a cigarette. Don't even think about
They're
it.
not
Don't
the same.
you?
About marijuana?
No.
They're not the same.
It's not even the same type of. The people that are smoking cigars, if they do smoke marijuana, they're doing that at home. They're coming to the cigar bar for the vibe, for the culture.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the culture.
So what foods have you seen that really savor the appetite while smoking a cigar?
Depends. Depends on how you feel. The later the night goes, chicken wings pair better with everything. Earlier, it may be lamb chops. It may be salmon. It may be a fillet. It just depends.
And it depends on the type of stick you got. Is it harsh? Is it medium? Is it bold? The harsher the stick, probably the better the steak will be. Yeah.
Answer my question.
Right.
That pretty much answered mine.
You got to come
also.
on down.
I'm going to come. I'm going to talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so we just thank you guys for tuning in today. Moving forward on Man Edition, we're going to be addressing a lot of cultural things. I talked to two co-hosts about this, and also Todd. So we just hope that you guys have learned something today, culturally, about what's going on in the world. It is other possibilities to entertaining yourself that is safe, mature environments for those who are a little bit more mature in age, who's looking to get out to have good conversation. My dad always tell me to learn something new every day. And I just think by coming down to birds, it's a lot to be learned. Maybe business connections. Every doesn't thing have to be romance when you go out.
Absolutely.
People. Okay. You can possibly meet some new friends, associates. I did by going down there. Is it anything that stands out in your mind that you would like to say, Polo, or you, India, about your establishment that maybe you had forgotten earlier to mention?
No, I just want to welcome people down. We're right in the city of Detroit. And not only that, but it is some other Black-owned cigar bars, too. So we want to expand our horizon out there also. I'm not going to throw out all the names, but we're in pretty much every neighborhood, every, southwest, suburbs, all the way out to Flint. So it's an opportunity to get out there, support, do something different, try something new, expand your palate a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Polo?
For the old culture that's smoking cigars, get this new culture on board. And for the new culture, accept the old culture. We can both learn something from each other. I'm out.
There we go.
We'll see you guys. You'll see Q next week. Creative Promotions. She's here at 6 o'clock. You can catch us at 6, right about every other, twice a month.
Yeah.
But I just want everyone to have an amazing evening. Thank you, Miles. You did an amazing job on the ones and twos. And like we always say, we just have nothing but love for you.
And you can't do nothing about it.
Not at all.